God's Word Express.
Welcome to today's deep dive. We are jumping right into this fascinating sermon called Hiding Me.
Yeah, it's a message by Pastor Dr. Kevin from New Wine International Church.
Right, and our mission today is to explore this pretty countercultural idea from the sermon. That being hidden, like being in obscurity, is actually this necessary season of preparation.
Exactly. And that rushing success can actually just completely ruin your potential, which is hard to hear because the modern instinct is really to rush everything.
Oh, totally. Like graduating early or, trying to get rich quick. But the source connects this to a really powerful biological analogy about premature babies.
Right, so infants born before 35 to 37 weeks.
Yeah, the medical realities there are just visceral. The text talks about how preemies face chronic lung disease, fragile blood vessels in the brain, jaundice, and hypothermia.
Because they literally lack the fat to retain heat.
Exactly, because they miss that final stage of dark, silent development in the womb.
And the sermon synthesizes this perfectly. Just like a premature baby lacks the fully formed organs to survive the physical world, individuals who are thrust into the spotlight too early just lack the emotional and spiritual maturity to handle success.
They just don't have that internal fat to insulate against the coldness of criticism.
Right. And without the lungs to breathe through that immense pressure, it just leads to lasting damage.
So if coming out too early causes that much damage, what does healthy hidden development actually look like?
Well, the text highlights some really striking historical examples. God builds leaders in the dark, just like bones are formed invisibly in the womb.
Like Joseph, right. He spent 13 brutal years as a slave and a prisoner.
Yeah, 13 years. And Moses spent 40 years as an obscure shepherd in Midian.
Wait, 40 years in a desert? I mean, sitting in a desert doesn't automatically make someone a great leader. It just sounds agonizing.
It does. But that obscurity removes the immense weight of public opinion. When you're hidden, you have the safe space to fail without an audience judging your every move.
Which is so frustrating, honestly. Human nature says if you aren't promoting yourself, you are falling behind.
Oh, it is terrifying to just sit still. But the sermon uses this brilliant physical analogy for why forcing your own promotion actually backfires.
The chair analogy.
Yes. Try to physically lift the chair you are currently sitting on.
You literally can't do it.
You cannot exalt yourself. You have to wait to be lifted by someone else. Straining to lift your own chair is just, a reaction to that fear of being overlooked.
But sitting in that chair and doing nothing while everyone else sprints ahead just feels like giving up. How do you survive that hidden season without quitting?
Well, you aren't actually doing nothing. You're growing invisibly. The text shares the story of the Chinese bamboo tree to show what active waiting looks like.
Oh, this part blew my mind.
Right. So for 4 whole years of daily watering and fertilizing, absolutely nothing happens above ground.
Just bare dirt.
Just dirt. But then in the 5th year, it shoots up 90 feet in just 6 weeks.
90 feet. And that's because of the massive, invisible root system it built in the dark over those 4 years.
Exactly. The roots had to go deep to support that sudden growth.
And Pastor Kevin actually grounds this with a personal anecdote. He spent 20 years as a Christian just quietly wiring cables at church, completely unnoticed.
Wow, 20 years of wiring cables.
Yeah, before he ever stepped into his calling. So for you listening, we want to challenge you to really evaluate your own ambitions. Are you currently trying to lift your own chair?
I mean, that's the real question. If you feel overlooked or just stuck in the dark right now, what if you aren't buried? What if you are actually planted?
Think about that. What invisible roots are you growing today that will sustain your sudden growth tomorrow? God bless you.